Um, Hi, I'm Charlie from the UK. I want to share something called impact groups that we've been developing in the UK. And we've been thinking about how can we connect events weeks or anything we do publicly to the year-round life of our student groups. So we've been developing impact groups. We found that many of the students that we're connecting with at Events Week are open, but they're further back. So it means that they often need a lot longer to explore, often months or years. Many are further back in terms of knowing what it means to follow Jesus, in terms of what it means to have a Christian worldview. So many are wanting a place where they can authentically experience what it means, what it feels like to follow Jesus, what it's like to pray, open scripture, live in community, serve others. And many are further back in terms of having relationships with Christians, in terms of trusting the church, which means many want a place where they can belong to a group of Christians, where they're not just guests, but they're active participants. And that is why we've been developing something called impact groups. I just want to share a brief video for you.
Don't do uni.
Don't do uni.
Don't do uni on your own.
Do uni with a small group of students who look out for each other. Together we meet with Jesus, learn from him, and explore ways of impacting our uni for good.
Do uni with a life giving,
Promise keeping,
Justice seeking.
Shame busting.
peacemaking, death defying Jesus.
Don't do uni on your own. Join the CU Impact Group.
Speak to someone from your Christian union to find out more.
So that's the vision. Students in academic departments, in accommodation blocks, coming together to be impacted by Jesus and to impact the university for good in his name. And these are not just groups for Christians. They're not like a discipleship group. They're also not just groups for seekers, like an alpha group. The idea is that Christians and seekers together are doing community, encountering Jesus, and impacting the university over the course of a year. Just a brief story. I think of a girl who peered her head through an Events Week, through our door at Events Week last year. She walked in and she got to know one of the leaders of one of these impact groups. She started attending the group the week after that. She took part in Bible studies. She tried praying. She asked her questions. She found mates that she's now actually living with. And she started going to a church with a member of the group. And came to faith. That's really our heart for seekers finding their place in normal Christian community like that. But impact groups are not just about reaching seekers. They came from a realization that I don't think we're necessarily equipping students very well for mission beyond graduating, when events don't really happen anymore, when people's personal bandwidth is a bit more full up. In normal life. But actually, if students have had an experience of what it means to live missionally in community, they're far more likely to live like that for the long haul in a way that blesses the church. Just as I end, I know some of your movements are already gathering Christians and seekers together in this way. Some of you aren't, but wherever you're at, you might find it useful to view some of the resources that we've produced to help these groups run. Bible studies, including videos and questions, which at the same time nourish and really mature Christians, but also introduce seekers to Jesus. We'd love to make these resources available to your country, whether it's giving you raw videos so you can put in subtitles or video scripts. Come chat to me if you want to translate that into different languages or use it in your context. This might leave you with questions. I'd love to invite you to come into a seminar I'm running this afternoon. We're going to explore the biblical convictions around this model. We'll explore the content that we use and think about what it could look like to use it in your context.